it is my absolute privilege to be interviewing Nick Matthews. Nick, I won't waste any time. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What can I tell you? I'm a mere 64 years of age. I have one wife, three children, and three grandsons at the moment. I moved up here about 40 years ago and went to a church called Sale Baptist Church. And the rest is history. And here I am now, 40 years later, still here.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to know Jesus yourself?
It's almost in three parts, I guess. I remember being in sixth form, going to a meeting that had been arranged by this mysterious body called the Christian Union. And someone spoke on this Friday evening. And basically the message I heard was, if I believed that Jesus died on the cross, I'd go to heaven rather than go to hell. That's the first I sort of knew of him. And unsurprisingly, I thought, well, I'd rather go to heaven than go to hell, so I better step forward. I was a bit surprised why everybody else didn't. So that was when I first sort of knew about him. If I'm honest, I didn't really know him. And that happened, I think, as I say, this 40 years ago. I worked in Sale Baptist Church, and I discovered a lot of people who seemed very enthusiastic about God and about Jesus. And I even found some people who'd been to a morning service and come back in the evening as well. I was flabbergasted by this keenness, and so I made it my business to watch and learn, really, and thinking either these people are making it up or it's possible to know Jesus and not just know him. And I discovered that for myself, and God really impacted me. And so that was a stage, I suppose, where I knew him rather than knew about him. And I think the third stage really is coming to love him, actually. And I think that's happened over the years, and particularly seeing him move and encountering him in particular ways, quite incredible ways, really. Where I really felt his love for me, and I responded my love for him. So it was sort of firstly knowing about him, secondly coming to know him, and thirdly then really deepening that and knowing his love and feeling love for him as well.
That's fantastic. So how does your faith impact on what you do now?
Well, working in the church, as I've been paid to work in the church, initially I was good for nothing. Now I get paid for a big... So I suppose having faith is quite helpful in my church work. You know what I'm saying? Very helpful. But no, seriously, it does impact all that I do. I mean, I'm convinced of God's love for people. I'm convinced of the need to tell others about him. I really enjoy that and appreciate that, and so my faith does impact me in what I do. It's a fuel for what I do. It gives me a sense of urgency in what I'm doing, and loving God and loving people for me are all part of being involved in the work. And I suppose as well, seeing God move in incredible ways. I mean, I've seen miracles happen over the years. That's really fueled my faith. And so it's a privilege to do the work I do, and I really enjoy it.
Nick, you are the person I want to be if I grow up. And the last thing, I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't ask this, who is your favourite Marvel superhero and why?
My favourite Marvel character has to be the Silver Surfer, who I first read about back in the 60s, all those years ago. And I was really struck about this noble character from another planet, another part of the universe, who, where his own planet is being menaced, he sort of steps forward and offers himself as a sacrifice on behalf of the others so his planet could be saved, and then goes on to have adventures across the universe and what have you. It was only some years later I realised the inspiration for this character was actually Jesus. He's a Christ-like figure, is the Silver Surfer, who, as I say, lays down his life for the sake of others. And that just really resonates, that sort of nobility.
That is fantastic. Nick, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.